Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your humble host, Saved by Children TV, and I'm back with a brand new video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you get notified every time I drop a brand new video. Alright. New Orleans mother, daughter. So New Orleans mother and her 12-year-old daughter is arrested after confronting the bully with a gun over a fight on a school bus. The cries of children can be heard as a young girl bangs on the side of a school bus while brandishing a handgun in a disturbing viral video. It was a moment caught on video that has been circulating on social media, and now the girl's mother is speaking out, laying all the blame on her daughter's school. In the video, you can hear a male voice mention something about a fight, but it's hard to make out the words due to the terrified children who can be heard crying in the background. According to another post by Empire Young, the girl holding the gun in the video had apparently been in a fight with another girl on the school bus. Another video posted by New Trail Ground shared even more information, including footage of the fight that led to the girl returning to the school bus with a gun in it. A subsequent video of her mother disowning her before sharing her friend of this whole situation. The mother said she doesn't feel like a child should be held accountable for banishing the firearm because her daughter was being bullied. She also said the firearm was not supposed to be in her daughter's possession, but confirmed that her daughter did indeed get a hold of the gun. Whether or not her daughter planned to actually use the weapon, the mother explained that her daughter was frustrated with being bullied and seemed to justify her action as understandable self-defense. She went on to blame Akili Academy for the incident, calling the school messy and accusing them of letting other students play too much. An update to the story from Aaron Park shared even more details of the statement, including testimony from parents of the kids who were fighting with their good appreciation of the weapon. The girl with the weapon in the video and her mother was arrested, and the KK Academy student has been suspended following the incident. The girl seen in the video with the gun is 12 years old and was arrested for aggravated assault, and her mother was arrested and charged with principal of aggravated assault and for contributing to the delinquency of the children. Okay, so this is the mother, and this is the 12-year-old gun in her hand. I'm going to show you now the video for use. Okay. Let me just say this. If a man, a black man, would have, and a father, by the way, would have recorded that interaction on camera, and his trigger daughter got held to the gun, he would have been charged way more than what the mother has been charged. He would have got charged with multiple counts of multiple felony convictions. And that's what I'm saying. These women out here are not getting time. They're not getting the punishment that they deserve for this. Again, My question would have to be is how did she get hold to the gun? And in my opinion, I felt like the mother gave her the gun because there would be no way she just found that gun like that. I felt the gun was in the mother's car, and she went to the car and took the gun out the car. And I think the mother knew that she had the gun, and this is why the youth end up growing up fast and end up in jail or end up dead at a young age because there's no home training. Obviously, it starts at home. This behavior is something else. Imagine if she would have got on that bus with that gun and opened fire, injuring and killing people over what? I understand she's being bullied. She got jumped. The right thing to do is go tell the principal, you tell the teacher, you go to the school, you have parents teacher conference. You don't take matters in your own hand and think that there's no consequences to your action. This mother deserves so much time behind bars. And then you should see what she had on. I can't show it on YouTube, but she had basically her bra that she was in, like her underwear or something. Sometimes you gotta think twice. First, when you violated children, like number one, you violated by going out there with clothes on. Second, you violated by brandishing a gun. So you broke the code multiple times, and I think that and that was not the only incident that happened at that school. Um, Another student, female student from that school, was arrested for bringing a taser and tried to taser people. I don't understand why these parents are giving access to their children with weapons and all types of stuff to defend themselves. It's crazy out in these streets. And New Orleans is a dangerous place. Why would you ever give a child that type of instrument? You know what I'm saying? A child should not be carrying a gun. A child should not be carrying a taser. It's something needs to be done with that district. There needs to be a conference meeting. The whole school needs to be, I don't know, there's be some type of change. And after this, there's going to be a lot of discipline going on. This mother failed her children and embarrassed herself. First of all, you embarrass yourself and fail that you're an adult and you're targeting children. There's a way you could have handled it. You could have went to the school and made a conference meeting. You know what I'm saying? You could have met the principal. You could have met with the teachers. You could have met the public director, public buses. There's other options you could have done. And what you took was the easy way out. You could have seriously injured somebody, killed somebody. This story reminds me of the story where the mother, I forgot, out of Florida, got her, the mother got into it with the neighbor, and her daughter took the gun out the car. Her daughter was 10, took the gun out the car and shot and killed the woman. This was the reminded me of. Parents are just not thinking, and their children are getting access to these deadly instruments. It takes one mistake to misuse a firearm, and bad things can happen. This mother needs time in prison. Her daughter is going to need the psychological help. And I think that both of them are going to be doing time for this. You know, you can't get probation for this. Both are felony. So, both ruined their lives. Both got records now for what? You know what I'm saying? Something that you could have dealt with and handled as, especially the mother could have handled it as an adult. And bullying is a common thing, and I think that it's not being taught in schools nowadays. If bullying, if bullying was being taught in our schools, then you won't see a lot of bullying going on, but it's not being taught in school on a regular basis. So it's common. And sometimes you gotta handle it the right way. Going brandishing a gun, pointing at a school bus for children. I mean, it's the athletics. But for you and your child have explaining to do, um, you feel that as a parent, and to go on social media and make yourself sound like a queen, a good mother. You're not a good mother. You're far from a queen because you chose to put your daughter in harm's way. She should have never had access to a gun to begin with. So, like, comment, subscribe, turn notification on. You never find every single time. I got one more story for you guys. I'm going to switch over to my other phone since my other phone's got to die.
All right, let justice reign like me. Really good ass shit you done got into. Oh, that's good for it. That's right. Today I will be serving looks and living binding opinion. I got my law degree the same way Kim Kardashian did. Suspiciously. All right, let's get this shit started. Raise your right hand so I can swear y'all ass in. I got my Bible right here, Judge. Don't be fooled, Judge. The closest she ever been to church is a Tyler Perry play. Well, at least I've been saved by the veil. She has always been wicked, your outrageousness. And God has been watching too. He showed his wrath by taking one of them. Mom, take this. I took it out from the library. I was swearing on this thick ass book. All right, I'll allow it. But any outburst in this courtroom, and I will culture kick your ass out of here. Laws are the laws, ladies. Do you swear to spill the tea, the whole tea, and nothing but the tea? So help you, Diana Ross. I do. Diana Ross. All right. I want to get both sides of the story. Now I'm going to start with you, my Bible baby. So tell me, what's going on? Well, it's really very simple, Judge Justice Miss Sophia. My sister, who I have loved her entire ungodly life, kicked me out of my home for no reason. There's no reason, Denise. My baby Sam just make you get into it. You know what I'm saying? Sit your buff ass down, sir. Like I was spilling before I was so rudely interrupted. I was forced out of the house with only the clothes.
Our next story, this sort of took place. Okay, once again, Atlanta takes an L. Before that, before the previous story, New Orleans taking it. Now we are back in Atlanta, and you will not believe what we're talking about in Atlanta. We have yet another 7-year-old girl that was killed by her mother and her mother's boyfriend. Once again, we're back in Atlanta. All right. One family reached a resolution in court Monday after losing their 7-year-old daughter to gun violence 2 years ago. Now, another Atlanta family is faced with the same heartbreaking journey. The same day, the suspect in the 2020 fatal shooting of 7-year-old Kennedy Maxey was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Atlanta police announced the identification of the two suspects in the shooting death of another 7-year-old Ava Phillips. We are suffering as a community this morning. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis said Monday afternoon, "It broke my heart to watch her I get a huge success last week. Kennedy Maxey's killer and responsible. In the morning, I woke up to another precious life stolen." On Saturday night,
Y'all, I'm going to lead with the facts.
On Saturday night, an argument broke out at a family gathering at the Camden Vantage Apartments, situation between the northeast Atlanta neighborhoods of the Old Fourth Ward and Suite Urban. Shots were fired and police were called to the Jackson Street complex around 10:15 p.m. When they got there, they found Phillips with a gunshot wound to the head. She did not survive. Any death is tragic, but when there is a child involved, it really hits home. Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Charles Hampton Jr. said by Monday, police had obtained warrants for the arrest of 23-year-old Deshaun Collins and Phillips' mother, 44-year-old Kamika Springfield. Springfield is in custody and facing charges of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Collins is still at large. He faces a charge of murder, cruelty to his children, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. It is not clear how Springfield is involved, as she has not been charged with murder. Hampton said it appeared a domestic dispute and the gathering escalated into an exchange of gunfire. He could not say if investigators believe the girl was the intended target, but the child's father believes she was hit by a stray bullet. During a Monday afternoon news conference, Willis and both deaths are the same and that take away our most precious commodity, our children. In Maxie's case, she had been shopping with her mother and aunt in 2020 when a bullet struck her as she rode in the backseat of her aunt's car. She died the day after Christmas. But there is a distinction. Willis said, and that is, Philip died as a result of domestic violence. It is something that we've noticed really just people don't seem to be able to get along in relationships. We have too many guns in the wrong hands and too much freedom to get guns. Willis said this is a harsh reality. If you are in a domestic situation and there is a gun present, you and everyone around you is in more danger, and it's really difficult for law enforcement to be anything but a reactor to that. Phillips' father, Jonathan Phillips, told Channel 2 Action News that Ava and her brother were visiting the mother at Camden Vantage when there was some type of disagreement, and one thing led to another. It was the worst phone call he's ever received, he said. She was a good girl, Jonathan Phillips told Channel 2 in an exclusive interview. Man, she didn't deserve that. No, she did not deserve this. It just it's just this violence. And a GoFundMe campaign set up to help the family with funeral expenses. Eva was described as being full of joy and will brighten any room. It marked the 42nd child to be shot in Metro Atlanta this year, according to records by the Atlanta Journal Constitution. That number includes children intentionally shot themselves, or another child, those who were intentionally shot, and those who were caught in the crossfire. Police have not released any details, and most of the cases and other incidents may not have been reported to police. It is difficult to determine exactly how many children have been shot and the nature of each case, but based on the limited information, 21 of the 42 children have died. Let's talk about this GoFundMe. We're going to talk about this GoFundMe.
My sister is a horrible person. She called me a crackhead and threw me out on the street. I've been sober for 3 years.
Jonathan Phillips is organizing the fundraiser on behalf of Sydney Norris.
Someone who can shed some light on this situation.
On August 27th, the life of Ava Phillips was taken tragically by a senseless act of gun violence. Ava was full of joy and would brighten any room. We are grateful for the outpouring of support. So the goal for the GoFundMe is $6,000, and so far raised, and they passed their goal is $9,534. Now, one thing my brother AFC podcast mentioned, and shout out to AFC podcast. I don't understand why we're putting so much money, right, into these GoFundMe's when someone dies. What we should do with GoFundMe's is put money to help a child grow, for college and tuition, maybe for programs, maybe to get, resources, maybe for different academic achievements. GoFundMe's are not, I don't understand why we use GoFundMe's to plan funerals, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm not blaming the victim. I blame the mother and mom's boyfriend, because I believe mom was, the guy was, who was there. But this is the thing. This is the second story out of Atlanta that I reported about a 7-year-old child losing her life within 11 to 12 days apart. I don't, and this happened at a gathering, 10 o'clock at night. My thing is this. Number one, why would you be arguing in front of children? Because if it was a gathering, you gotta imagine that there must have been children out there too. So why would you be arguing in front of children? Number two, why would you brandish a gun and think that was going to solve the problem? Because obviously it didn't. It caused somebody to lose their life, and it caused a 7-year-old to lose their life. And number two, bullets don't have a name on it, and I always say that. Bullets do not have names on them. So if you shoot a gun and that bullet fly up, you might as well kiss your life goodbye. Bullets don't have names on it. I'm just saying. It don't. You think bullets have names on it. It don't. Stray bullets don't have names on it. It could fly any direction, hit anybody. So this mother, in my opinion, needs to be charged with murder because she's the cause. She might have not shot the gun, but she's the cause of why her daughter is dead. So I think she should be charged with murder. She should be held accountable too, and he needs to turn himself in if he's remorseful, and turn himself in, because at the end of the day, you killed a child, and if anybody can hide out an evil person like that, also needs to be locked up. So at the end of the day, bad cheese at his mama's house, or somebody's house, but he needs to turn himself in. You killed a child, but you mistakenly shot the gun and the bullet went flew. Yeah, it flew and hit the child and killed the child instantly. So you should be going to jail, and you should be doing the next 25 years of life in prison. I don't understand why you would be shooting at a gathering. I just don't understand what gives you the power, just the right to shoot at a child's, first of all, at a gathering. But you gotta think this too. There's no way that you thought but nobody was gonna get hit. But we're talking about a gathering. We're talking about a lot of people. So you ain't care about nobody's safety, which I think you should have also get charged for that. Endangering the welfare of safety. You could have killed everybody at that gathering. That brother could have hit. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta just. I don't understand why you. I hate when people do this too. They know they did something wrong. They got warrants and they running from the law. You can't run from. You can't run for long. I'm just gonna put it out there. You can't run from justice. You will be brought to justice. You will be charged with the murder of 7-year-old Ava Phillips, who did not, and I repeat that again, who did not deserve to catch a fit around. You chose, again, you chose to shoot at a gathering. You chose to shoot. Now you're going to chose your faith. And that's prison. You chose to go to prison because you chose to shoot a gun. We gotta hold these people responsible. Quit letting thugs roam our streets, killing our children. These thugs, these criminals are allowing. We gotta stop allowing these criminals to. And tell the mother, who I'm going to assume was out there arguing. Number one, you don't care about your children, your child. You obviously did it. You don't care about nobody at that gathering. To be out there arguing and then shots fired and then your daughter was alive. And what gets me is that you're not even charged with murder. You should be charged with accessory. Because you was out there acting a fool and it resulted in the death of your daughter. Common sense, people. I mean, who brings a gun to a gathering? I just, America. Gun reform is something that needs to be put in place. And we need to start taking guns out of these people's hands who have horrible backgrounds. Because, again, they have access to these weapons and then they're out here killing children or killing people in general. A convicted felon should not be having a gun. There's too many convicted folks out here illegally concealing firearms. And then when something bad happens, they want to run from justice. How are you running from your problems? You're gonna have to face reality. You're gonna have to face the victim's family. You're gonna have to face the fact that you killed a child and you running from justice. To the gunman, the right thing to do is turn yourself in. Because you gotta get caught eventually. It's gonna take a matter of time. But you gotta get caught. And if anybody hiring this man out, you don't have a soul in your body. You don't have a heart in your body. Because he needs to be in jail. Hiring somebody out after killing a child, that means you needs to be in jail for harboring harboring suspect. My channel particularly is to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves. I'm going to show you this innocent child who was killed. She can't advocate for herself. She was killed by a man who was so careless and chose to shoot at a gathering. And her mother was so important her mother was so busy arguing back and forth with this man, and he pulled out a gun and opened fire. She didn't care about her child. She didn't care about the murder around. And the fact that she's in charge of the murder, I mean, I'm just saying, at least manslaughter, something. She needs to be in prison as well. She needs to face reality. She caused her child to lose life. You see what I'm saying? Adults needs to know when it's time to end a argument because it can lead to a fatal consequence. It can. Too many children are being killed by, by these thugs who think that guns are more important than words. You gotta pull out a gun because you want to think you hard. That don't make you hard because you can pull out a gun and fire a gun. That makes you a coward because you ain't thinking of anybody else around you. Because when that gun go off and somebody dies, you're gonna first want to run into hiding to the victim, Ava Phillips. ABAPHILLIPS. I want to say, I want to give my condolences to the family. I want to say RIP to the victim, Ava Phillips. I want to, number one, I want to change the way people carry guns. I think we need to change the way people carry guns. And to the mayor of Atlanta, I need to come with some type of solution where there should be, I don't know, like a gun reform ASAP. There's a second 7-year-old child to be killed in the city of Atlanta. The second 7-year-old child to be killed. 7-year-old shouldn't be being shot and killed. But we have evil people who walk on this earth. Gotta, you know what I'm saying? Don't need to go on this earth. Evilness don't need to be on this earth. Too many evil people walk on this earth. You know what I'm saying? The suspect have a special place in hell. The mother, she also have a special place in hell because she chose conflict over a resolution. Conflict and resolution. Conflict over resolution. So, we gotta do better, people. We gotta do better. This is crazy. It's crazy. Got a family out here grieving over what? I'm saying over somebody's dumb decision, somebody's dumb actions. Somebody chose to pull out a gun, and then use it. For in my life, I'm gonna say this to people who think that it's great or think it's okay to use a GoFundMe for a funeral. This mother could have, number one, should have, global life insurance, maybe. Would have been a better solution. Life insurance. Why wasn't none of her children on life insurance? When you're born, you don't know when you're going to, You don't know. You don't know the day. You don't know the hour. You don't know the time. Nothing is this. You know what I'm saying? Life insurance is not that hard. It's not that expensive. You could have got life insurance. You know what I'm saying? Go over life insurance. There's all different types of life insurance. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's more chose. I feel like she chose to not care about nothing but herself and her actions. So this mother, hope this mother gets convicted, found guilty, and do hard time. So as that punk ass boy, he ain't no man, he's a boy, for putting out a gun and shooting and killing a child. Running from the system. He's a boy. A man would have turned himself in as a boy. Somebody who runs from the system, hides from the system. You got some explaining to do. Like, comment, subscribe, turn notification on. Peace.
The same person who ain't gonna feed you again with your gremlin looking ass.